going on, people? Big up to every single one of you. I hope you are doing well. Trust me, the people are on their way. No Lee tonight, but D and Don are going to be with us. Lee can't make it. He's got something to do with his family. But you know what? I'm kind of gutted because him and Don were up till late in the WhatsApp group last night, absolutely giving it to each other. So it's going to be interesting to see what Don's thoughts and takes are on Chelsea today. I haven't seen the game. I've only seen the highlights. But my goodness gracious me. Deji. There was not much domination in the location by Tottenham Hotspur in that second half, my brother. But can I just, before the boys come on, can I just big up Lawless? You and I normally go at it with each other. I need you to spud the screen for picking up 3 points with me this weekend. Thank you, my bro.
3-point collectors.
3-point collectors. Unfortunately, there ain't many others, man.
Shame on you, Lawless. Shame on you, mate. Shaking your bum for beating an Ipswich side. Come on, man. Let's be real. There's nothing to be proud of beating Ipswich. You should.
No, man. No. I'm not even gonna let you do this, Deji, because you ain't coming for West Ham today, man. This is all on you, my bro. What I've just watched here is absolute shambles of a second half, where I actually put on the Race for Europe group. Do you know what I put? Wow, Tottenham looked good, in the first half. I actually had to say it. I was impressed. I thought Brighton would be a difficult test for you, and my goodness, the second half proved that it was. I can't lie, man. We're going to get into Chelsea when Don comes in. We're going to be talking to D about Palace. I'm going to big up Lawless today because he did get 3 points and so did my club. But what the hell happened to your club? Postecoglou has apparently come out in his interview and said, I haven't seen anything like that in the second half before, mate. Just don't understand what happened, mate. Not really sure what's going on, mate. My goodness, you were dusty. That second half, you're going to have to hold a massive L, my brother.
Look at that. Yeah, they're so dusty. The guy's lost his green screen. The guy's moved out of his penthouse apartment, with the purple lights. That's how dusty they were. Wow. Look at that.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, mate. When you lose a game like that, mate, you put all the kind of fancy stuff to the side and you want to go back, roll up your sleeves and get back to basics. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like going from like a David Lloyd's gym to some dusty gym that just has dumbbells. And to be honest with you, mate, Tottenham were poor. Look, the thing is, in the first half, we had domination in the location with penetration. We were 2-0 up. And my only issue at the time, I said it, is Timo Werner. I hate this brother. Like, I've never hated footballers in my life. I am going as far as I hate him. Even if Tottenham were to win the league this season and I bumped into him in the street, I would walk past him. He's that poor. And second half, you just got to get the boys ready. Are we attacking or are we defending? Tottenham were caught in no man's land. And I've got to blame your doggy. Your doggy got doggied by Minty Breath. I couldn't believe it. Minty Breath was having your doggy. He's not a doggy anymore. He was getting doggied and spinning around like Kylie Minogue. So I'm like, what? So you gave them hope after 2 minutes. And then it was a disaster class. And I think for me, what was even more poor is that he left it. No changes until the 80th minute. No changes. Then you want to bring on Mikey Moore. Had you started Mikey Moore and he had the same opportunity that Timo Werner had, Tottenham go in at halftime 3 or 4-0 up. And for me, the fact that he insists on his love child, Timo Werner, the fact that he made no changes until the 80th minute, Postecoglou did not manage that game well at all. I am calling Postecoglou out. It's unacceptable to have lost 3 games in 7. We're not Manchester Piccadilly. But you know what? There's no difference between the two teams. So for me, I'm disappointed with Postecoglou. I'm disappointed with your doggy who got doggied by Minty Breath. And to be honest with you, it was so poor. The reason why I'm so pissed is because I was hoping Spurs would close the gap on the top and start to make their charge in the top 4. Having lost that game today, I can't be sure Tottenham can finish top 4 anymore. And for me, that's unacceptable because we should be showing progression. And what we have shown so far this season is regression. I want Pochettino back. I can't even lie to you. I can't put up with this any longer. I want Poch back. Or Postecoglou now has to win his next 10 games or get out of my club. We put
10 games.
Wow.
10 games. What have you ever done that in your history, Deji?
Bro, do you know what it is? For Tottenham must show progression. for us to show progression, we either have to win the Europa League, which I don't see it happening, or we've got to finish above 5th. We can't afford to lose any more games. We need points. To get points, we need wins. He needs to win 10 games. If not, if we're doing this kind of win 2, lose 1, win 2, lose 1, we're going to be languishing around 7th. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. I don't want to finish 7th or 8th this season. I want top 4. We want Champions League football. And at the rate we're going, we're not going to get it.
Listen, let me just say, before I bring Lawless in, because I want Lawless's thoughts on this, man, because he's with me on this one tonight. This is the only time, because we both hate Spurs. But I want to say congratulations to Tottenham, because they have got a fantastic record tonight. This one, it kind of really impressed me, if I'm honest. This is the 10th time that Tottenham have lost the Premier League game in which they led 2 goals by. The first club to hit double figures for this. Congratulations, Ange. You're breaking records again, man. This was beautiful in the second half. Lawless, take the mic, my bro. Take the mic.
Jeez. Honestly, it's I watched the game. Most of it. I had a vested interest in watching it. And boy, it is just Spurs, isn't it? It is Spurs all over. Bottle job FC. Ange, I don't know what this guy's doing. He's substitutions every time. Like he's just, I don't know why he wants to take Maddison off every game. He just subs that guy off for no apparent reason. I don't know what he's got against him, but yeah, like I just don't think he has an answer. Like if Spurs aren't outscoring the opposition, he has no game management. He has no plan B. He just seems like an incredibly naive guy. Like you haven't got a Man City team. Do you know what I mean? Where you can just blow teams away. You have to have some sort of, you know what I mean, tactical, fortitude up there to be able to navigate these games, man. And to 2-0 up, 3-2 down, man, and conceding goals to the likes of Danny Welbeck. This is what I'm saying, right?
That boy Wells. Put some respect on his name. That boy Wells.
Put some respect on his name. Like, how old is he now, honestly?
Danny Welbeck's 55. He should be coaching in the academy.
Yeah. Well, exactly. And this is the thing. I had Tobes coming at me over Areola. Like, we won 4-1, and he wanted to try and give me shit over Areola conceding a goal at near post, right? And then proceed to argue with me over Vicario and Romero and all these.
Can we talk on this, Lawless? Because I was told only 2 weeks ago that they're all better than Arsenal's back 5. None of the back 5 at Arsenal are getting in. I see Flav on Saturday Social putting the whole back line of Tottenham in ahead of Arsenal's. No Saliba, it's Van der Ven. No Gabriel, it's Romero. Porro and Udogie are better. Vicario's a better goalkeeper. Look at the state, man. Romero today was a joke. Van der Ven got spun. Udogie is one of the worst performances I've seen from him, and I actually think he's good. Porro, disaster. And this Vicario has been bad for months, bro. So what is it, man? I don't get it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they had their full strength back line today, yeah? No injuries when say, we missed Porro or we missed Van der Ven. They had their full strength back line. This is the back line that they put up against everyone's in combined 11s. No one else is getting anywhere near them. And look what they've done. They're conceding goals to Danny Welbeck in 2024. I'm sorry. You've got to take a look and think maybe your defense ain't that good. They're not as good as you think they are. And for Deji trying to give me shit for weeks and weeks about this is dusty, that's dusty. Mate, if we beat you in our next game, we play you next, we go above you. Right? So how dusty are Spurs? If we're dusty, what are Spurs? Really? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. We're only 2 points behind them.
Wow. What's the goal difference for both teams?
They're on 6. The goal difference is quite a lot. We're on -1. But why does goal difference mean anything? Because if we beat them, we go above.
Why is that? Why is that, Lawless? Why is that? Why is that? What team was it that made your goal difference quite bad? Who?
Man City. We conceded 3 to Man City.
Yeah.
You know.
Who else?
I think we conceded some to Villa.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a little couple from Chelsea.
Wait, you're good couple. Bro, you're right. You're a 3-point collector this week because certain man haven't seen the W yet this year. You know what I'm saying? But we'll talk about that.
It's true.
Trust me, Don. Trust me.
I'm not
You don't want to
gonna
do
lie.
this, Don. You don't want to do this.
Your time's coming, D. Your time's coming because this is the. Do you know how beautiful it is? Yeah, how these two twerk for each other every week. Yeah, and they're the only ones coming on here with an L. It is so deserved. Yeah, the Dusty Duo. That's what your name should be. The Dusty Duo.
The funny thing is, the funny thing is, Spurs may be dusty, but they're still above you, and that says it all. And you spend about 130 million pound on
For now.
Well, for
now.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about your team.
They spent 65 million on a striker.
Lawless, I'll be real with you, yeah. I despise your club so much that if you were to get a draw against my club, I may have to eat the underwear on the next show. I swear down, I might have to eat my own underwear because you man are rubbish. Taking your bum for Ipswich. To be honest, with you, I look at it like you serve me. I give you an instruction, you do it. We can't, I don't want Lawless on the same level as me. Do you know what I mean? On these shows. Do you know what I'm saying? But you know what? You got the win on the weekend against Ipswich. For me, though, I will say this. And I think, Don, you will agree because when you've talked about your club, you've talked about what you can see, the tactics and having the faith. I saw enough from Tottenham in the first half. It was the best first half I've seen anyone do against Brighton. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you guys did your thing, but we were so comfortable. I think the issue here is not the back line, the individual players. The issue is Postecoglou. He is a man.
We're doing this.
Hold on. Can you blame Postecoglou for Udogie not being able to clear his line?
Yeah, Udogie's a waste man, to be honest. Udogie is getting done by Minty breath. He's a waste man. Look, for me, I just think if he's not thinking to fly forward and he's just thinking, let's keep it tight. I don't know why you can't say at halftime, guys, we're 2-0 up, but 2-0 is always a dangerous position. If you let's keep it tight for 20 minutes. Let's not give away a cheap early goal. Within 2 minutes.
Hold on, let me play.
Right.
This is what your manager said, though. This is what your manager said right now. Yeah, Potts, I ain't gonna get done for copyright, am I? If I play this,
Nah,
it's not gonna play the video.
I don't think
just
so.
the sound, yeah. Just the audio. Let me get the audio right now because this is what your manager said. When you're talking about
get audio, let me
forget about
it. Does make so much sense what they're just saying. I have to say.
Listen,
it's called game management. It's called game management.
Before you go into that,
and he just goes with plan A for 90 minutes, regardless of the score, regardless of what's happening. And it makes so much sense in terms of, looking at the manager in the situation. Yes, individual players have, made some big mistakes. However, the reason for those mistakes is because the manager, when he's playing,
he's not going to change it. This is what he said.
The manager wants.
This is what he said earlier, though. Wait, Deji, before you come in, this is what your manager said earlier. A reporter asked him, how are you going to keep the game controlled? This is what he said, bro.
For the way the teams play, there's an expectation that this might be an open contest. So how do you keep it controlled?
Oh, we don't. Let's keep it open. That way we entertain everyone, and hopefully, get the result we want.
He cares more about entertainment.
That's what Deji's saying, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though, Deji. That's not going to change. You need to sack him.
I'm going to be real. If it's not going to change, then I want him out because for me, it's not good enough. People say, Dej, this is the history of Tottenham. Rare. I had Kate telling me just a moment ago, we're not on that level. No, for the first half, we were on the level. We were sourcing. We were comfortable. Now it's like Dee saying, it's about game management. Manage the team. Tell the boys, you know what, don't concede early. Udogie's swinging for the ball because Postecoglou wants them to take risks at the back. What did Udogie do? He took a risk at the back, it backfired, and then he got spun by Minty breath. That's the problem. And then the killer of killers, Don, the killer of killers, he left the same tactics and the same players up until the 80th minute. You're a waste man. And I'm not going to lie. I was saying during stream, if a Sunday League team was playing Spurs, we would all target, because I kick ball. I would say to the man then, target Timo Werner. He did absolutely nothing. And because he was so good, he got their man gassed up to do what they did. You can't be giving these brothers hope. And that's what he did.
He's shocking,
got
man.
an
Honestly,
assist,
real
man.
talk.
He's
He's
shocking.
shocking.
And they were talking about his future at the Arsenal game, and then from there onwards, I know he picked up a few results, but this is the cycle. It's gonna continue because he just doesn't have a plan B. He's stubborn. He's very stubborn as a manager. Like when people question his tactics and question the way he should approach games, he's very stubborn. So if we want to see Tottenham reach the great levels that they have in previous years of reaching Champions League finals, which certain clubs in here haven't been able to do, you know, they would need to change the manager, because otherwise it will just, you know, continue as it is. You just need to have a plan B. You just need to have a plan B.
I want Poch.
Deji actually wants Poch. Don. Deji wants Poch back.
Yeah.
You want Poch? Good luck.
Bro, do you know why? I look at the players, I look at our back line, I look at the way we play, and I think Poch, he understands the club. You know, bro, it's like Wi-Fi. Virgin Media might not be good for you, but it's good for me. Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes it can happen. I think Poch suits us. I think the players that we have suits him, and he will do the adaptation in the location. This gun-hole football, like for me, people might say I'm overreacting, but I don't think I am. Because when you see why Tottenham have lost, it's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like the Newcastle game should have been a draw. The Arsenal game should have been a draw. These are slight tweaks. If we're getting popped like United, like Manchester Piccadilly, you put your hand up and say the man is rubbish. It's not the players. It's how they're being managed. You're winning and then you lose. That's not good enough. That's why I'm vexed. Tottenham should not be losing today's game by any stretch. Go on, win the game. And for me, I can't see. You can see the brother was lost. At the end of the game, he stood at the halfway line like he's Jurgen Klopp. Shut your mouth. You didn't change nothing.
You know, so crazy, yeah. Like I saw you bring up that stat as well, Potts, because I was finishing up my dinner, yeah. And honestly, bro, like the fact that you've got that pattern, you've got that thing linked to your club, yeah. It goes to show, bro, that this man does not know how to coach a defense, bro. He doesn't. It's all about attack, and entertain, bro. We're not in fucking Scotland. We're not in Australia, right? We're in the Premier League. You need to adapt. That's what top managers do. Top managers adapt and change things when they need to. Against certain teams, do your high line, right? Because it will work when you play a Forest, for example, low block settings, yeah? Or West Ham, maybe when they've got low block settings, right? When you play a team like Brighton, they're gonna come out and play and that. Manage the game like what you lot have said, bro. You know, but end of the day, Deji, he's not gonna change, and you're not gonna get Poch because right now he's managing the US, obviously. But if this carries on with Ange, you know, losing the fans, you know, results get worse. Realistically, who would you want to bring in, bro? Because Poch ain't gonna be coming in. Who would you want? Who would you want, Deji?
For me now, I think it needs like a Nagelsmann. If we can somehow persuade him to come over to us, that would be good.
Julian Nagelsmann will go Spurs.
I think he might. You know, Spurs. You know what? Spurs is not a bad project. We've got some good players. We've got the resources behind us. The training, everything is there. What we need to do is we need to get it right on the pitch. And for me, it's the mismanagement. 3 players. We should have gone and got Eze if we were serious. We should have got a couple of other man them just to solidify the thing. What Postecoglou has done is he's allowed people to say, you didn't do this. You know, ifs and buts. Do you know what I'm saying? We're now thinking, well, had he done proper business in the summer, would we? But I think the worst thing for me is that we brought in Solanke, gunman, bad man, great player, and he's got Solanke running around like a Kenyan marathon runner. I don't get it. Do you know Solanke had no... He's got Solanke doing the steeplechase. This brother didn't get one ball today. I don't get it. Not one ball was fed to his foot to have a shot on goal. What is the point then? Doesn't make no sense to me. So for me, I'm not understanding. For me, I think the tools are there, but the tools are being mismanaged, and you have to call them out. Because for me, I'm not expecting Spurs to win the league, but I can tell you now, if he was a half-decent manager, we shouldn't have lost. We shouldn't have lost 3 games.
Yeah.
Who have you got next? Who have you got next? After the break?
West Ham. So that's
we got Lawless.
That's gonna be tasty, man. Where is that? Is that away? Is that away, Deji? Yeah.
No, we're at home. To be honest, I expect. Let me be real, and this is not even banter. I expect a reaction from Tottenham. We should be lamping West Ham because they are one of the dustiest teams I've ever seen in my life. I'm not going to come on this channel accepting a 1-0 win against that crud. They are rubbish. Do you get what I'm saying? If Tottenham don't land them 3+ goals, I want Ange out.
Oh,
I don't
It's
respect that
disgusting
team.
by West Ham, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Lawless is sitting there with his 3 points, sitting there like Mr. Burns and that, yeah.
You know what I'm
And you're
saying?
gonna mock him still.
But Deji, another thing that goes under the radar though, your owners. I think Tottenham will be in this cycle of like changing managers and doing all of this and that. But the cycle, I mean, I don't understand why there's not as much talk with Daniel Levy in terms of the business that you've done over the summer. You spent money, but you spent money in weird areas. You didn't sign the key players that you need to sign. And for me, he's the big problem and has been the big problem. There was a phase in recent years, I remember, where Tottenham fans were seriously asking Levy out. I remember, at the ground, a lot of fans voicing their opinions, but it's kind of gone under the radar again. But
they won't win anything with him, man. Because look, Daniel Levy,
a short-term problem, but Levy's a big problem.
Daniel Levy's done some good things at Tottenham. You can't deny that, right? But the guy is not ambitious enough to get them across the line to win a major. Because for me, yes, they've got a beautiful stadium. They've seen themselves get to a Champions League final in a title race. But other than that, how far have they come? They get Champions League and it's like they run roundabouts and they start celebrating. They're the only top 6 club that don't win anything, man. They're not the big 6. They're the rich 6. That's what I keep saying. They spent a lot of money. This brother has spent 400 million euros, Postecoglou, since he's been there in 2 years. And they've got nothing to show for it. And this guy's saying he wins something in every second season that he goes. I don't see him winning a trophy.
They've got City in the is it FA Cup or Carabao?
Carabao, yeah.
Oh,
but no. Levy should have been sacked. You know when Levy should have been sacked? There's been so many things happen. He should have been sacked when he sacked Mourinho right before Cup final.
Facts.
That just showed that he does not care about trophies.
Putting Ryan Mason in charge.
Yeah, I don't know
I
don't know how to this day this man is getting away with some of the stuff. Yes, he's done some good stuff for the football club, building a stadium and the training ground facilities. Behind the scenes, he has.
Man,
but
I hope he
has made some massive howlers as well, and he's got away with so much. But that Mourinho thing, it showed me from that day onwards that guy is not serious. He does not.
That's probably one of the worst footballing decisions you can ever do. Saka winner the day before.
The thing is, the whole club, that their fan base, they're just a bunch of pretenders. So when you've got pretenders with an elite businessman, let's be real, Levy is an elite businessman. He brings a lot of money to the club. It's a recipe for disaster, bro, because they're not going to sack him because he brings in all that money. And at the same time, they don't win anything anyway, right? You know, my whole lifetime, I've only ever seen Robbie Keane at left side. Yeah? That's the only other thing I've ever seen Spurs win. That's why when Spurs, I'm seeing some of my Spurs friends at me today talking about, oh, yeah, we're only going to be a point behind you. No, you're not, bro. Not right now. You're 4 behind me, the gym. Right now, you owe me a bill as it is right now. It's a long season ahead. But, bro, it's looking like you're going to have to pay me this season. You know what I'm saying? You want to double it? Do you want to double it? Just make it 2 bills. How about that? Let's make it 2.
I can't even make it 2 bills right now with what I see. I'm going to have to keep it with the 100.
You know what I'm saying?
But you guys were great yourself. So
maybe you can buy a webcam in color, bro. I told you, you're looking like a Victorian right now. You look at like your name's Henry, you know what I'm saying, or Charles, one of them Victorian names, bro. Why are you in black and white again? Huh? Get some color, bro.
It's because he's feeling down. I feel for him because he's a good guy, but I don't feel for his club. Lawless, let me come to you quickly before you segue, because you've obviously got a big game, bro. Spurs last season, Tobes come on here and said they were going to hurt you at their place, and you dunked on them. Can you do it again?
Listen, that's what I'm saying. These Spurs fans have brain damage here, because they every time we go to the race, they talk up a big game and they forget past games. They forget the moments where we've gone to their ground, and got results. As if, like, do you know what I mean? We've got some terrible record there. So let Deji be confident. Yeah. He wants to say we're dusty while we're 2 points behind them. Let's see what he's saying if we go there and win. Yeah. And we end up above them. Imagine that. Yeah. The players that we've got. Listen, we've got all of our attackers scoring goals now. I'm just saying this.
What? What?
Sorry, I was trying to let you cook. I was trying to let you cook. Yeah.
Nah,
But
sit back down, man. Sit back down. You're doing well until you spout out the nonsense.
saying it.
What? Sorry. What did I say that was nonsense?
We got all of our attackers scoring goals now.
Yeah. They're all on the score sheet.
It was one game, with all due respect, against Ipswich.
Yeah, they're they're on the score sheet now. They're on the score sheet. They're
goals.
Goals.
I'm not gonna lie.
So you didn't say goal. You said goals. So all of the attackers scoring goals.
Yeah, we scored 4 goals. So between them, yeah, they're all scoring goals between them, right?
Okay,
but they're all on the score sheet. Okay. What I'm saying is, so that little problem that we've had with our attack, that seems to be solved, right? So the confidence is there. Yeah. We've got serious defenders, yeah. Let's talk Jean Todibo, yeah. Todibo. That's a real that's Romero Todibo. So listen, let Ange do his gung-ho football. He can go gung-ho all he likes, mate. Yeah. We'll be putting it in the back of the net. That's all that matters. You can have a goal or two if you want.
I knew it anyway. I said it on my stream earlier, Lawless. I actually called you out. Someone mentioned that you said that Spurs were going to lose 4-0 to West Ham. So I quickly called my friend. Big up Charlotte. She's one of the mental health leads in the London borough. And she quite simply responded by saying, I think that Lawless guy is off his rocker. And I believe her.
When did I say this?
I think you're off your rocker, mate. And
when did when did I say this?
I just want to say that, you know,
I never said this.
I know it's entertaining and all that, but after this, I'm gonna reach out to Lawless and I'm gonna get him some help because you can't be serious.
International break, international break, Lawless. It's time for you to.
What kills me about Deji is that he'll cook his team, he'll talk about Ange's problems, he'll talk about Ange needs to win the next 10 games. But when it comes to West Ham, he has to be the better team every single time, bro. Yeah? Because you're dusty right now as well. Are you not? You're very inconsistent at the minute.
No, we're not inconsistent, bro.
You are inconsistent, bro.
Don't be disingenuous. Tottenham was coasting in that first half, and then we let it go to pot. Yeah?
Is that not inconsistent?
There's serious questions to be asked. As for your club, Don, because you I don't know why you're smiling. It's a disgrace to be drawing with Nottingham Forest on a 10-man Nottingham Forest. And I've been calling you, man, out as well. I've been saying, who has Chelsea played for them to be shaking their bum? Who has Chelsea played for everyone to be waxed lyrical? You guys have proved nothing. What that result today showed me is that you guys are just as poor as my club. And your poor moment, everyone has a rocky moment in the season. Yeah, we all do. And your rocky moment is just round the corner, mate. So I wouldn't get too hatched on. Do you know what I'm saying?
Now, let me ask you: did you watch the game? Did you watch the game before I listen to what you've got to say?
I saw bits and bobs.
In fact, I'm not happy with Potts as well from the titles. Chelsea dropped points. Chelsea gained a point. They didn't drop a point. Like I'm not happy with that. They were very lucky to leave there with a point. Sanchez saved them quite a few times, and Cole Palmer, which Don always compares to Saka. And he talks about Saka every other week.
Compared to Saka,
just to let you know, people, today, this week on our WhatsApp chat, Don has been absolutely quiet with the comparison. But next week, if Palmer scores a goal, then he'll be talking about Saka and Palmer together. But their agendas have their agenda. But today, I don't think the stats show it. But from what I saw from my eyes, yes, Chelsea has some big opportunities. But Chelsea could have easily lost that game to 10-man Forest. Let's not get that. Whilst Forest had 10 men, whilst they had 10 men, they had massive chances, which they could have easily won that game with 10 men. It's not just Forest. So, yes, Chelsea had their chances, but I think that was quite embarrassing at home, especially against 10 men, conceding that many chances.
It's not about gained point. If you're gonna say gained point, maybe say that if we're losing 1-0 and in the last few seconds we managed to grab a goal and we're like, yes, finally we did lose.
You was losing 1-0.
Within 10 minutes of them scoring. They scored from a set piece, poor marking from Gusto in the far post. I hope Lee's watching, because Lee has this weird thing where he thinks I don't criticize my players, right? Because he seems to put his players on some platform that they're not on, right? Which I don't do with my players. I think my players are good, but I never call them world class. I never call them all these things that Lee does for his players, right? But he seems to think I don't criticize my players. Gusto for that set piece was poor. He got done in the air. Chris Wood gets in the box. They score. But I was sitting there next to Alex, big up Alex, Chelsea Fan TV. And I said to him, bro, I said, bro, we've got more than enough time. I've seen this team have a different mentality this year where I'm not looking at it thinking we've lost the game now. We will score. By the 60th minute, we'll score. What happens? Madueke cuts in on his left foot from Palmer. Palmer gives him the pass. Madueke done most of the work, to be fair. Puts it bottom bins, which is what he should have been doing all game, bro. Yeah? Because the end product in the final third, especially in the first half, was not good enough. I spoke to Pete, big up, not Pete, sorry, Dave before the game. Big up Dave, he came on my channel, yeah? And we spoke about Forest. Big up Dave, bro. Forest right now have got one of the best defensive records in the league. And in terms of countering, they're good at it as well. The likes of Elanga, the likes of Hudson-Odoi. I didn't take them lightly, and I knew this was going to be a test for Chelsea, right? But in the first half, even though they had a low block, we were still finding ourselves in dangerous areas. The issue...
Were you from M4 today, Don? Be real. Were you from M4?
Yeah, they were, bro. Yeah, Madueke in the first half hit it off over the bar with his right foot, you know, trying to get it near post. I'm always seeing this guy, Potts, doing that extra training after Chelsea games and that, yeah, where he's whipping it left foot in the corner. In the game, he's trying to hit it near post. Sancho was our only like bit of quality in the first half, but Sancho, he's more of a facilitator. For some reason, he doesn't want to shoot much. He needs to shoot more. Yeah. Enzo was okay in the first half. In the second half, he was poor. Kept giving the ball away. He was not beating his first man on the corners. It was just a shocking performance from him in the second half. Probably the worst performance I've seen from him in a Chelsea top. I thought Caicedo today was better on the ball than he was last week. Last week, he kept giving it away. And Palmer, he didn't have a shocker, but he wasn't amazing. He just had an okay game. It was a good enough game. He got an assist, like I said. And there was the two saves that the keeper made in the second half, were crazy. I'm sitting behind the goal, and this guy turned into a salmon Potts. Yeah, the dives he was making, bro, in Cuckoo. Mudryk comes on, and I keep telling people, Mudryk, whether people like it or not, Mudryk is improving. I am seeing improvements in his game. He looks like he's putting himself together finally. Yeah, he comes off the bench today.
What's he improving at, though? What's he improving at?
Bro, in terms of just his decision-making, bro. His decision-making is improving. He's understanding when to run in behind. He's not losing the ball as much as what he used to. His crossing has always been good. That's one thing that I've always said about Mudryk. He's actually got a good whip on him. Yeah. On his left foot as well. He ran the length of the pitch pretty much at speed. I'm sitting behind the goal. I'm seeing him running towards me. No one can catch him. He whips it in for Nkuku. The keeper makes another good save. Right? Sanchez, you're right, D. Sanchez did make some good saves for us, but so did their keeper. Yeah. So for me,
what's embarrassing is that you was at home against 10-man Forest and Sanchez was still making big saves for you. Not a save, big saves for you against 10-man Forest.
Yeah, but that
we didn't question that. We always talk about Enzo and his patterns of play and everything else about Chelsea. But today I saw Chelsea get exposed against 10-man Forest because Forest still kept it tight and they hit you on a counter attack against 10 men. And Sanchez, who you lot were criticizing last week, saved you lot in big moments of the game, as well as Forest. But that's expected from Forest, anyways. Forest against Chelsea is expected with the amount of money that you spent, especially you playing at home against 10 men. The Forest keeper has to make some good saves to keep you in the game. However, saying that, Forest should not be able to create that many chances that they did against you towards the end of the game, big chances, when they have 10 men.
Yeah, but the game was
a brick.
Yeah,
but
so
that's the shocking part.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I get
what you ignore that part. You talk about
I didn't ignore that part. I didn't ignore that part.
You never talk about your defense and your
my defense majority of the game, because you're trying to build this agenda, you're trying to build this narrative like Chelsea can't defend. We defended well most of the game. And we've got a keeper for a reason. Your keeper is meant to make big saves. How many big saves has Raya made this season? To the point where people are sucking my man off.
Okay, then, all right, then. Why are you talking about Selden saves? Why are you talking about Forest's saves then? They have to make big saves.
I spoke about both keepers. It's literally, on my channel, I literally said both keepers made immense saves today. But you're trying to build this narrative as if it was only us that they were shooting against, and we barely did anything up there.
No, but
I get what you're saying. At the end of the day, when they had their chances,
you should be
when we had 10 men, when they had 10 men, they literally sat back. It was very similar to what Arsenal did against Man City. James Ward-Prowse came off. He got a red card. They had 5 at the back. They had 4 down the middle. They had no striker. Yeah. When they got the chances that you're talking about, yeah, it was basically like it was on a transition kind of thing. Fofana, he went in for a tackle. It was sloppy. It went to Nico Williams. Sanchez made a good save, right? And then obviously they got that corner from it, and they nearly scored again from a cross, right? Other than that, I didn't really feel much threat from Forest. I'll be real with you. Last season, most of the time when these teams were attacking us, I felt like they could score. But majority of the game, I thought we defended quite well. But individually, the likes of Enzo today wasn't good enough. The likes of Jackson today was non-existent. You know, the subs today were very late as well. That's one thing that I didn't like. You should have brought on Mudryk quicker. You should have brought on Neto quicker. Felix came on, didn't really do much, you know, but he had another chance. He had a chance as well that went past the post. So overall, it's one of them games I'm looking at and thinking, bro, on another day, we win that game by at least 2 goals. We created enough. Against
another day, you could lose that game. You could lose that game by 2 goals.
You can say that, but I could argue
that's
that
what I'm saying. You're not as dominant as the way. That's the thing. You describe it one way, but you don't describe it as a whole.
Describing it one way.
You could win that game, but on another day, you could easily lose that game as well. And that's the thing I say about you. You're not balanced. When it comes to other teams,
am I not balanced?
You're not though, because you just talked about on another day you win that game.
We had way more chances.
On another day, you can also lose that game. It was not.
Did we have way more chances than Forest? Yes or no? Did we have better? Did we have more clear-cut chances than Forest? Yes or no?
Yes, but that's expected. But then again,
so what are you doing on
about every other week? They were not good enough today. That's fine. That happens, right? They're not bad plays because they had an off day against Forest today. But I also want you to be fair, because you went into this game. These were your words in the WhatsApp chat. And yes, in capital letters, we must beat Forest. But here you're talking about, you know, we on another day we win that game by 2 goals. On another day against 10-man Forest could have beat you as well. So I'm just saying, talk about the manager, maybe talk about the system. Why did it not work? All right, attackers are not working. You have subs on the bench. You spoke about some of the depth that you have at your squad. So how come some of these players didn't come on and perform? Could it be just the players in themselves, or could it be the tactics as well? Did the manager do well against 10-man Forest?
I already said, if you're listening, you don't want to listen. I already said, for me, Maresca made the changes too late. I've already criticized his in-game management, right? And for me, in this game, you can say Forest could have scored, but I can argue that we could have scored more than them. We could have outscored them because we had way more chances on goal than them, bro. Way more chances than Palmer did some mad turn, yeah? 2 shots saved by my man. I'm behind the goal. This guy was diving like a salmon, bro, right? But all I'm saying is right now, bro, as much as I'm annoyed with the result, we're still in the top 4 going into the break. Last year, a lot of these reverse fixtures, Pots, the West Ham, the Forest, Bournemouth, obviously the game today as well, we only picked up 4 points from them. This time around, we've picked up 11, right? So there's clear improvement in the team. Yeah, obviously, Aston Villa dropped points. Spurs have dropped points. It's annoying. I wanted to win today. D, you're right.
Liverpool next. That's how vital the 3 points were today, this weekend, because you've got Liverpool away. Now that's a serious game.
Yeah, it's going to be a serious game. And again, it's going to be another test. It's going to be another test, bro. But what I can take from today, Lawless, is that last season, everyone knows Chelsea struggled against low blocks, right? Today, we were playing a mad low block, and we still created enough chances to win the game. I've got to look at that positively, bro, because last year, I'm showing you now, the moment we go down against Forest, we would have lost that game because it was all about give it to Palmer and let Palmer do everything. Now I'm seeing many people trying different things, bro, right?
So how do you think the Liverpool game is going to go?
I thought Palmer caught the field. That's why you guys
it's going to be interesting, Lawless, because obviously Fofana's not going to be playing in that game because he got another yellow card. Same thing as Cucurella. I'm seeing people trying to get excited about that. But for me, I kind of look at it as it might help us because Vega is quite tall and physical. You've got Tosin, who's tall and physical. In the box, we need more height, right? Because Van Dijk and Konate are good in the air, right? And one thing about Salah up against Cucurella, he always spins this guy, bro. Every time he faces Cucurella, you just see his afro flying about, bro, like Krusty the Clown. You know what I'm saying?
So is it Anfield, Don? Is it Anfield?
It's at Anfield, bro. It's at Anfield.
That's going to be
you predicting a win, a draw? What are you predicting? Like,
listen, it's a tough game to call because apart from the result last season when we lost 4-1, we tend to go there and always draw, and we get chances against them. Liverpool don't smoke us like that, bro. They smoked us last year, cool. But everyone knows when we face Liverpool, it's always 0-0. It's always 1-1. It's always draw every single time, bro. Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting game because I like what Slot's doing, you know. But let's see what happens, man. We've got good enough
to beat Liverpool. You have the chance of beating Liverpool. If you look at Liverpool all season long, they've had like moments in games and their performance haven't been like 10 out of 10. But end of the day, they've got a result. So that's why I don't really predict Liverpool winning the league. And then again, I don't expect Liverpool fans to say they're going to win the league anyways. But they've still been encouraging. At Anfield, it might be a bit difficult, but I think Liverpool have moments. We'll see how you lot set up against them. But it's just a thing of every other week you just quickly, as soon as Palmer scores a goal, you quickly message about Saka, not even about Palmer.
I don't know
about Saka or Rice. And we've had this discussion, but this week once again is quiet. That's the thing. Next week, if Palmer scores a goal against Liverpool, then you'll message us again about look, just don't you disrespect Saka a lot, and I'm not even an Arsenal fan. I don't really give a toss about Saka, but you just made me give a toss because every other week your agendas just continue. Saka this week has had he performed in the second half. I believe you got a goal, right, Potts?
Got a goal and 2 assists, and then the same for PSG. Yeah, PSG
goal and 2 assists. But I didn't hear what did he even say Saturday? Was he even talking on Saturday? You didn't even say anything. But then as soon as Palmer has one misplaced, not Palmer, as soon as Saka has one misplaced pass, you're talking about, oh, look at Saka. That's why Saka's not good or what. Look, just respect the guy. Two guys can be good. Palmer's good, Saka's good. But for Palmer to be on Saka's level, Palmer needs to be as consistent as Saka. Because Saka's not only done this for 2 games. Saka's been doing this for a few seasons now.
You're telling me Palmer hasn't been consistent now for nearly a year and a half then?
Yeah, but we can't be.
No. Saka's been more consistent.
I don't even want to get.
One at a time.
I don't even want to get into a Palmer and Saka debate because I'll be frank.
But you always bring it up.
No, I don't.
I might as well bring it up this time.
I revisited that video that got put up after my guy scored 4 goals, which has never been done before, right? Because you lot were all laughing at me at that time. That is why I brought it back up. But I'll be real. I don't care because a lot of people know what it is now, right? It's just Arsenal fans now. They're just, oh my God, like the new boy in town is now getting all these props. The new boy in town is the best player in the league. They're scrambling. And me, I love that because I ain't got to say no more. Everyone can just see it now, right? So I ain't got to mention this Palmer Saka thing. I brought it up last week deliberately to revisit that video, but I don't give a shit, bro. I'll be real. But end of the day, yeah, like I've said, next game against Liverpool is our mentality, D. That's the main thing, bro, because we've got to go to Anfield and we finally got to get a W there. We ain't won there since COVID, bro.
Well, can I ask you a question? Would you say, though, that Chelsea is very much a one-man team? Because it felt today like Palmer caught a chill, and so the whole team caught a chill. I was actually singing a song for Cole Palmer today, and I don't know if you agree, it was a hymn, because I went to a Church of England school in primary school. I felt Cole Palmer was... I was cold, I was naked, were you there, were you there? I was cold, I was naked, were you there? And the creed and the colour and the name don't matter, were you there? Because for me, if he's not on form, then nothing happens in your club. Do you get what I'm saying? Would you agree, though, Dan?
Bro, Palmer wasn't shit today, though. Like, Palmer wasn't shit today. Like, Palmer, like I said, he got an assist today. He had some good chances in front of goal. He created some good chances. And there was many other people creating good chances as well. So I can't look at it and say, oh, we'll call Palmer FC today. I've been telling you lot that we're actually building a team now. We're not having to depend on Palmer as much. But every single person here is always going to look at their best players to try and do something for them. There's nothing wrong with that. City will be looking at KDB, looking at Haaland. Yeah, Arsenal look at Saka, look at Odegaard. I look at Palmer. I look at these sort of players to try and do something for me. Right? But at the same time, other people need to chip in, bro. It's an 11-a-side game. Everyone needs to chip in, bro. Not just Palmer.
Listen, there's been a lot of talk.
There's been a lot of talk. You was very quiet when Saka got the goal and assist. But
let me do a transition, Potts. Can you allow me to transition?
You go,
because someone wants to talk about Don being very quiet. Because there was a certain someone else that was very, very quiet. He had a lot to say about Saka Palmer. But he had nothing to say about West Ham and Crystal Palace. Nothing to say after Crystal Palace go yet another game without a win after he guaranteed West Ham wouldn't beat Ipswich. He guaranteed it. Now the coward is hiding because what happened? West Ham won convincingly. All this time, yeah, he's been talking about performance this, performance that. Yeah, we had the performance. 4 goals, right, in the game. Domination in the location. I'm not going to do the accent. Oh, yes, right. That's what we had. But what did Palace have? Yeah, let's talk about a certain someone who was on TNT Sports. And he said before the game, well, Glasner, what I like about Glasner, he goes into every game, with a winning mentality, with the intention to win the game. And it's funny because that Oliver Glasner has 0 wins with all the winning mentality, with all the intention to win, 0 wins in the Premier League. Game week 7. Game week 7. Palace sit in the bottom 3. Wow. Wow, that is something else.
I can't lie,
mate.
D. It ain't good, bro. It ain't good, bro. Look, I didn't expect you to beat Liverpool.
I mean, results-wise,
I didn't expect you to beat Liverpool.
We could have. I mean, Liverpool. I spoke to Liverpool fans. They were like, "We were lucky we got a point, 3 points. Because that could have easily been a draw. It could have easily been a draw." And in the second half, we created chances. We created some massive chances, which I hold the players accountable. As for example, this season he hasn't took his chances. It was similar to United as well. There's nothing disgraceful with losing 1-0 against a side top of the league that have started strong and still creating chance. I mean, the disgraceful part is on our part. You know, I look at the player. I don't look at the goalie. Unlike some people here who talk about the goalie making saves, I look at the player. What did the player do in that situation? And Eze, for example, massive chance once again. He didn't step up. And we had a few other chances. A potential penalty shout as well. But I'm not on here gonna cry about, oh, we didn't get a penalty. No, I'll look at my team and my team against Liverpool. Once again, it was in the first half, it wasn't good enough. But in the second half, when Wharton got subbed off, which I think played a massive part, we improved. And in the last 15-20 minutes, we created, more than enough chances to get at least a point out of the game. So against a side that's top of the league, I'll take that. There was encouraging signs in that performance. So
we're
I don't
not
know.
having that. We're not having encouraging signs.
That was the thing. In the second half, in the final 15-20 minutes, there was. So yeah, as they
you can have your encouraging signs and your great performance against a team that was top of the league. But guess what? You didn't do enough against the teams that you should have beat. The Evertons and the Leicesters and all these teams, yeah? You didn't beat those teams. So you can't sit here and go, well, it was a plucky performance against the team that's top of the league, so we take the positives. Because you're 7 games in and still no wins. It means nothing. You can sit here and say the same thing every week.
It means nothing, but if 7 games with no wins, but if we win, we're only 2 points behind you a game.
Oh,
and 7 games
we didn't win.
So that's my point. Stop trying to do this
5 points behind us now.
7 games into the season, because you spent £130 million as well as keeping your best players, and you're on here giving it all of the. I mean, if we didn't beat Ipswich, that would of course be much tighter. But if we win 1 game, we're only 2 points behind you already. If we beat Forest,
but you keep saying if we win
and you
1
lose
game,
against Tottenham, we're 1 point behind you. You haven't won for 7 games. So what does that say about your football club? But then again, forget about your football club. You asked me the question.
We've had harder fixtures than you.
We're 7. What was that?
We've had harder fixtures than you.
I mean, we've still faced Chelsea. I don't know if you want to count United.
No.
United.
Why would I count Man United?
But I don't really care about difficult fixtures. When it comes to the end of the season, everyone's going to play everyone. Do you get it?
But I'm just saying the gap is now widening.
For me, I don't know. Maybe. Did you watch the game?
I was watching our game.
Oh, wait, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question before you ask Lawrence. Yeah, do you think that you deserve the point
based on the chances that we had towards the end? Yes.
What about Liverpool's chances?
This is what you do. This is what you do, right? So I watched the
second half only counts.
I watched a point. I think Palace. Liverpool in the first half were brilliant. I think that's probably the best half of football I've seen from them this year. Right. Second half, obviously, Glasner made a few changes. He played Eddie on the right. He put what's his name? How can I forget his name? The Malteser up top. What's his name, man?
Mateta.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley. He put Bobby Lashley up top, right? And Eddie Nketiah on the right. Him. Yeah. But in terms of your chances that you had, they were straight at the keeper, bro. Yeah, all of them were just straight at the keeper.
What up? Yeah. But I'm not. That's what I'm saying. We had the chances. There were some very good chances, but the finishing was not good enough. And that's the thing. That's not on Glasner. That's on the players. Eze wants to play. What?
Only the second half counts, because as everyone's pointing out, Jota should have had a hat-trick. So just because your big chances came in the second half, don't mean you deserve the draw because the second half is more valuable than the first. No, it doesn't matter. They created more chances than you.
If we didn't ifs and buts, Jota could have had a hat-trick. We could have scored 2 goals.
Yeah, it's ifs and buts, because guess what?
Like,
You've got 0 points.
Then all the ifs and buts can go around. You get it? If we take but that's the thing. But that's the thing, Wallace. That's the thing. The thing is, you can deflect onto my football club, and that is fine because we are 18th and we haven't we haven't won all season long. But the biggest thing is, if we do end up winning one game, we're 2 points behind you. So what does it say about
if you could only win one game, that's the big if, my friend.
You come on here, and you lie to us. You lie to us week on week. You lied to us because you say another thing on West Ham Fan TV and you say a different thing here. I'm consistent. I'm saying you're not consistent. I'm saying the first half performance was not good enough. It was nowhere near good enough. And yes, if Jota took his chances, then of course the game could have been put to bed. But that's if some buts. He didn't take his chances. We had our chances, and based on the chances that we had, we could have. If we took one of them, we should have got a draw.
You didn't.
This is based on the conversation that I've had with the Liverpool fan as well. This is based on a conversation that I've had with Liverpool fans as well. Callum from Team Coppish.
And it don't
and if you look at Coppish as well, and if you look at other Liverpool fans as well, I think
they were little broing you.
Sensible reason. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for you because you got smoked by this Liverpool side. What was it, 5-0? Not too long ago.
But it wasn't 5-0. It was 5-1.
Yeah, 5-1. Whereas us that are sitting 18th, that's the thing with Palace. It has been frustrating, but we haven't.
This is a league game.
Numbers that we should. Even though XG doesn't mean everything. But this is the thing. Big players like Eze, if they want to play for big clubs, if they want to move to likes of Spurs and whoever else, and there was no major interest for him, he has to perform a bit better. But he's only had 10 days of preseason. He's going to get a bit of rest now.
You're worried though, aren't you? I can tell you're worried about relegation fight. I can tell.
I'm not worried about relegation fight. I've never said that. What makes you think I'm worried about relegation fight?
I think you're
can you say relegation in the location, please?
What was that? What makes you think I'm worried about relegation?
Because it ain't looking good.
It is looking worrying though. But they were.
Go on, Deji.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I'm not worried about it right now. I'm not worried about it right now.
I'm worried because obviously, D, I think we get on really well in this show, and I really want you to be here next season. I can't lie. It is. Glasner looks. Last season, he looked confident. This season, when he sat down, he doesn't look confident. The thing came up on my timeline, the women's team and the men's team, taking little season photos together, and he looked a shadow of himself. The other thing I would say, though, let's not be disingenuous, Don. They did enough to get a draw because I was saying that based on that performance, nobody should shake their bums for Liverpool, to be honest with you. And the reason why I can say that is because they were that Liverpool could have easily have drawn that game.
Yeah, because you're not gonna try and make the stats look pretty by just fucking shooting for the sake of shooting and not actually shooting with intent to score. Right? Their shots were straight at the keeper. I didn't. There wasn't I think there was only one shot in the first half. Yeah. After that, Alisson didn't have to do much. My man didn't have to do much. I didn't see them scrambling. The keeper today for our game was scrambling, yeah? I didn't see that in the second half from the keeper that came on because Alisson got injured. I didn't see that, bro. So I can't look at that and say, oh, you deserve the point. Because
can I ask a question? Before West Ham beat Ipswich, which everyone thinks that they're in a relegation battle, and it was a good result against them, hats off to them. Are West Ham in a relegation battle as well? If we win one game, they're 2 points behind us. If a team is in a relegation battle, are West Ham in a relegation battle as well? Because they haven't had one performance before the Ipswich thing. Okay, let me land my point, and then you can just say yes or no. They haven't had, correct me if I'm wrong, Lawless, you haven't had one single 90-minute of performance, including cup competition, so far this season of solid performances. You've been thrashed by Chelsea, which under David Moyes, you said that, or even going into the game, you was confident about getting a result. You was confident about a few results so far this season. And even against Fulham, you were very lucky to get a point. So based on your performances so far this season, I mean, if we win a game, let's not
stop saying if we win a game, we win 1-1.
Let's say we beat Forest, right? Let's say we beat Forest, we might jump to 15th. But if we're in a relegation battle, then I don't want everyone to say, no, we're not. You get it? So that's my point. So
the difference is, the difference is, here's the difference, yeah? You have been losing to fellow relegation fodder. West Ham haven't lost to any team, yeah, that we shouldn't be losing to, right? That you look on paper and go, yeah, West Ham should not be losing to them. Okay, away to Brentford and Fulham, yeah? You look at that and go, should we be losing to Spurs?
I want to just get it on receipt so that we know what happens when we play. Should you be losing to Spurs?
Listen, I think it's not a North London derby. It's a London derby. It's that derby. We need a good performance. We should maybe be getting a point, but
if we do, and I hate to say this, if we do lose to Spurs at their ground, it's no real shame unless we get battered. Like, it's no real shame to lose to Spurs at their ground. But you know what I mean? Like, I want to see us get at least a point. But that's what I'm saying. So D, you're losing to the likes of Everton and Leicester and teams like that, yeah? Or was it a draw against Leicester? Did you lose, or was it a draw against us? So that's what I'm saying.
Everton and
you're dropping points against these teams, yeah, that you should. Well, I don't know what to say about Palace.
But I mean, let's see. So, what teams have we both faced? So far this season? So, we haven't faced Ipswich yet. Palace. We faced Brentford. So you got a draw against Brentford. It's still a good result for you lot. We faced Liverpool, even though you faced them in the cup. You got thrash. We lost 1-0, but yeah, that could be okay. In the league, let's keep in the league. Chelsea, we faced Chelsea. We got a point against them. We lost 3-0. We haven't really faced that many teams that of each other. We faced Chelsea, Brentford. That's about it. So let's see how you do against Leicester and some of these other oppositions, like Everton as well. Because based on your performance so far this season, I think you will struggle against those sides as well. And Everton, funny enough, we faced him with Jared Branthwaite, who's linked with move to 70 to 80 million pounds. They wanted for him. He's a highly rated defender.
Oh my God.
You played in our game, and he's out injured now once again. So it's good. Let's keep it track.
It's okay that we lost to Everton because they had Jared Branthwaite.
But you do realize. Hold up. Everton yesterday even drew against Newcastle. This narrative with Everton, I don't care about Everton. It was a shocking defeat. It was a shocking defeat the way it happened. It reminded me of Tottenham today. Well, Tottenham I think was worse, but it was like 10-15 minutes of absolute chaos, and we just lost our heads. That's what it was. But let
me quickly, because we're going to go around circles. Let me quickly ask this because Deji's got to go. I want to ask Deji before he goes. Who's finishing higher out of these two, Deji? West Ham's Palace.
I think if Glasner can get it right, Palace could finish above West Ham legitly. But at the moment, it doesn't look like I think Glasner's lost something. It's either they've worked him out or something. But so at the moment, I would say West Ham will finish above Palace, because also you guys lost some big players as well. You guys lost Elise. I'm just looking at Elise for Bayern Munich. He's a big shoe to fill, and you didn't fill it. So for that reason,
we lost Declan Rice.
West Ham always spent more money.
Yeah, but at least there was a big player. Like, he's a big player to lose.
Well, so was Rice.
You know interesting, what I mean? Man. I thought you were gonna say Palace, but
you could see how it hurt him to say it. And that's why it's go. If Glasner, gets it working, all this, like, you could say the same thing. Like, if Lopetegui, gets cooking with West Ham, will finish above Spurs. Like, you could just say the same thing.
The thing is, Lawless, you're giving it big today because you beat Ipswich, which well done to you. You did. But you've been in the mud all season long. Like, the season ain't over yet. We're 7 games in. So please, after the international break, my friend, keep this energy. Because
season just started. That was the title of Lawless's video.
I know nothing major changed there. I'm not getting carried away with a win over Ipswich. With all due respect, like Ipswich, that was a bit of a surprise to me because I thought Ipswich.
You guaranteed we wouldn't win it. You guaranteed. You guaranteed we wouldn't beat Ipswich. First you said we'd lose, and then
honestly,
you shit yourself.
Low in regards, I hold you lot. That's how low in regards. That's me being honest. That's how low I hold you lot. Like, from what I've seen so far this season, that's how low
and
I hold you.
That's how worthless your opinion of West Ham is.
Don't blame that on me. Blame that on your manager because of the performances that you've had so far this season.
Because you've got this obsession with Lopetegui because he rejected you. That's what it is, and you can't.
Honestly, I swear, I'm actually happy. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for you lot that you won because now
you see why.
Now it's making sense.
The thing is, we have different expectations, though. We have different expectations. Your expectations is to fight for top 4. Your words. So we'll hold you account for that, and people can hold me account. I never said, we're going to be fine.
I never said our expectations.
Aiming for top 10. So trust me, we'll see. It's a long season. We'll see where
you finished above us. Yeah? You finished above West Ham.
Huh?
You finished above West Ham.
Yeah, I still think we can. I still
You're crazy.
Where's your West Ham top? Where's your West Ham top?
I've ordered it. I'm not ordering it again. You sorry, I'll send the screenshot as well. It's not, it hasn't been sent. I don't know where it is.
If you want to finish above them, yeah, you have to go in January and make some more signings, bro. Because I look at your team.
What did we do? What did we do this time? We signed Walton and we signed Munoz. Like we will do them signings if we need to. But let's just see what happens. I think
it's not you need to. You have to.
I don't.
Your team's needy, bro. It's needy, bro.
What position do we have to sign? What position do we have
Look,
to sign?
right,
Boys. One sec. Come back to this. Deji, love, man. I know you've been hanging on.
Guys.
Love for coming on, man. Always a pleasure, my bro. Go and get another cooking somewhere else, man. In a bit, bro.
Cheers, bro.
But yeah, man, I look at your right. Like I said, Olise is a massive miss. You know, I think you can definitely still get someone on that side. And Nketiah is not a right winger. Like you're using him, you're shoehorning him into a position that he's not, bro. He's not a winger, is he? You know, I look up front, like Mateta, cool, is a good option to have. But again, can you go in there and do something? I look at your midfield, you've got Lamina and you've got, who's the other guy? Not Walton, the other one. Lamina and...
not Lamina,
Lerma, and who's the other guy that you got?
Will Hughes.
Will Hughes, bro. Will Hughes. When I look at this guy, I just remember Watford, right? I just look at him and just average. Even Jefferson Lerma. Just
what are you saying about Will Hughes was he was a positive influence. That's why we created a few chances against Liverpool.
They're just
the best side right now on paper.
I look at that team and I look at West Ham. Even though West Ham right now, like they're not doing what they should be doing at the start of the season, yeah, they've got a better team than you. Let's be real. Your team is average, bro. It's average.
No, but you say that. Once players perform to the level and results start coming in, then that could easily change as well.
When's that happening? When's that happening?
I was the first one to say a lot of people hyped up West Ham and their summer signings. And a full crew, he's out injured. God knows what's going to happen with him. Another graveyard at West Ham striker list. There's been quite a few that they spent good money on. Rodriguez, overhyped. So like West Ham signings on paper have been great, but that's what I'm saying. There's only 7 games in. There's only 7 games in.
So you beaten Forest. You beaten Nottingham Forest.
That's gonna be. We haven't beaten them since they've got promoted in different managers as
8
well.
games, no win.
Yeah,
oh, I love
8 games, no win. 8 games, no win. But even if you get draw,
West Ham.
Glasner's not that guy. Glasner is not that guy.
Okay,
that man needs to get the biggest bonus you've ever given anyone, bro. Because I don't know how he's gonna do that. If you had Olise still, cool. Eze, you didn't even speak about Eze today because he was just pulled.
I literally spoke about Eze. I said that if Eze wants to join a big club, he has to take a chance. He's been poor this season.
Maybe it was.
I'm not deluded like Lawless in terms of like not going on to players when they don't perform. I'm not saying everything's been great. Eze's been poor so far this season. I've spoke about Eze before. Not only on this show. I've spoken about Eze before. He has to step up for his own sake. He's not a kid. He's 26. He's gonna be 27 soon. And if he wants to, look, he's not gonna, this should be now Eze in himself. He's played for England as well. He needs to step up. And he's had massive chances so far this season. And some of these results, you can look at Eze and you can be like, well, if Eze took that massive chance, because he's had massive chances that he's missed, then it could be different. It could be a different game. And Eze is our star player. So naturally look at Eze. Walton shouldn't play. That's the one thing I'll say to Glasner. Walton, he needs to stop playing Walton because Walton is not 100% fit. He hasn't been fit from the first game of the season till now. He's been managed day to day. So do not play him because when Will Hughes came on the pitch, we have too many midfield. If one of the players are not 100% fit, we just get outrun. And that's been the case. And yeah, so don't play Walton. And Munoz got injured. So let's see what happens. But
let me just quickly remind you, next 3 games, Forest away, which you never win, apparently.
Yeah.
Spurs at home.
Yeah.
Villa away. And then the 4th, Wolves away is a must win because Wolves gone under the radar. I ain't gonna go too much Wolves about.
Yeah,
they're the same in the same boat as you, mate. That is gonna be just huge. You're
gonna struggle in those. You're gonna struggle in those first 3 though, right, D? That's hard, yeah.
Yeah,
you're gonna struggle in those first 3 games. That's tough, man.
That'll be 10 games.
Every game is tough. Every game is tough. You can't make excuses. What game is easy in the Premier League? What game is easy? Even Arsenal, they face Southampton, and Southampton, Arsenal face Leicester, and same thing happened. We can't make excuses. But if Palace, the thing is, the performances haven't been terrible. They haven't been great, but they haven't also been terrible so far this season. And that's been the only thing that's kept me going.
But that's what worries me about it.
I guess Glasgow doesn't have a winning mentality. Then that's the problem, isn't it?
No, Glasgow does have a winning mentality because we brought the game to Liverpool in the second half with their subs.
That's what worries me about you, though, D. Because, like I said to you last season, I was raving on about Glasgow. I said he would do a better job than Poch did for my team. I just look at your quality, bro. You've got a serious quality issue right now. You're hanging on to just believe and hope because you've got an emotional attachment to your club. I'm just looking at it like objectively.
No, also another thing,
right? Also, your quality is not good.
No, but also another thing, the manager has changed it up as well on certain points where he changes it from back three to a back four, etc. For me, that's a big point. That also. I mean, we've had managers at Palace who they just keep it the same old, and Lawless can also understand with the likes of David Moyes. But Glasner, for example, he has changed up, and he has historically. I don't know what it is with Glasner sides, but historically, even when they have great seasons towards the end of the season or whatever happens, they start very slow. He's had that in Germany for a few clubs with Wolfsburg.
I think it's
etc. Yeah, so if you look at the records, that's happened. So I don't know.
I think he can turn it around. I think Lopetegui can turn it around as well, right? But at the moment, for both clubs, I mean, West Ham, fair play, they absolutely destroyed Ipswich in the end. But Lopetegui's under pressure still now, in my opinion, to get things right. I think that also Glasner's under massive pressure too. I was really a fan of what he was doing at Palace back end of last season. This looks like an unrecognizable Crystal Palace.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be under pressure. Like, if you don't win in 7 games, you naturally do have to ask questions. But for me, I've had, for example, managers who have won games at Palace, and I'm still saying, eventually it will crumble, such as like Roy Hodgson. Like it just knew what would happen.
Do you think either of managers will get sacked this year? Do you think one will outlast the other?
Yeah. So yeah, someone will definitely get the sack this year. I reckon.
You think it'll be Lopetegui?
I still think it's Lopetegui. The reason for that is because he's been backed massively. He spent
but listen, we don't realize
they kept their star players. They kept their star players, and you've got people like Lawless and other West Ham fans that have been talking, and neutral fans that said that West Ham will be fighting for top 5, top 6, and top 4. So if that's the expectation with West Ham, then I think Lopetegui, I don't think he's going to get those results. So I think Lopetegui has
what a higher realize
than Palace. So I don't really see right now, Palace.
David Sullivan does not like to sack football managers. He never sacked Moyes once. Both times Moyes left West Ham, his contract expired. He didn't sack Big Sam. His contract expired. He does not like sacking managers unless he feels like there's a serious chance.
I put in a WhatsApp chat about him going in November. The reason I'm going to double down and flip flop on that is because you're right. Your owner don't do shit about managers. They just leave him. So I don't think they will get sacked, Lopetegui. I think they're just going to leave him for all this season.
But that depends. That depends. Because you lot are talking like they can't be thrown into the mud as well. As I've said, it only takes one win for West Ham to be 2 points behind 18th place Palace. That's what I'm saying. So they might, depending on how results go for them, they could easily end up in a position where, all right, cool, this is getting a bit scary. Like,
he has got a point, Lawless. He has got a point, Lawless.
That's what I'm saying.
That's embarrassing.
But when is this win coming, Potts? When is this win coming? Because it's probably not going to come again at Forest away because they've been good. It's probably not going to come at Spurs at home, as shit as Spurs are.
At some point,
it's not going to come at Villa away.
Right? It will never come. If based on your theory, it will never come. It shouldn't come against Ipswich. It should have come against Southampton because we haven't got a win in 7 games. Like, based on your theory, the win will never come. We'll end the game.
I'm saying if it's going to come,
at some point, it will click. For example, Southampton, Ipswich, and other fans are probably thinking the same. When can we get the next point? Ipswich got a point against Villa, and they probably deserve 3 points, for example. So, you can't just look at it like that. I mean,
I'm just saying, 2nd of November is when
Wolves game is massive, though. Wolves game away from home. Let's see how we do against Spurs and Forest.
That's the one, man. That is the one, man.
We always get results against Wolves.
If you don't get, I'm telling you now, D, if you don't win that game, and even if you lose that game especially, Glasner has to go. His job, if you haven't got a win by then, if you don't beat Spurs or Forest, and you're still without win, and he loses that game to Wolves, he has to be sacked.
Yeah, let's see. We haven't even got to Forest. There's still time for Forest. It's on the 21st of October. We'll talk about sacking.
We'll be there.
Closer.
Potts, we might have to
Move
get
on, mate.
special guest. Might have to get special guest Dave for that one. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
man, I'll bring Dave on. I'll bring Dave on. He'd love it. He'd love it. Listen, people.
Dave's too nice, though,
Before we
man. He's
close,
not going to cook D. He's not going to cook D, unfortunately.
Well, hold up.
Too
Would
nice.
Lopetegui,
might,
for
you never
example,
know.
you won a game, right? Would Lopetegui, just quickly, if you got Tottenham, you got United, you got Forest, you got Everton, you got Newcastle. From those teams that I've watched so far this season, if Lopetegui struggles to win, I don't know, 1 or 2 games, would he be under potential sack as well?
Well, it depends. Like, he
It doesn't
could
depend.
be
Well, it depends. So
pressure.
why does it
Pressure
depend
can
for
be
you and
on.
not depend for us.
Well, because you haven't won a game yet. Do you
Okay, but
realize
that's what-
that?
you've
You
only
haven't
won,
won a
how many? 2 games you've won?
We've won 2 games. We've only lost 3 out of 7. We've lost 3 out of 7
Okay,
games.
and then what? And we've lost 4.
And they were against
We've
sides
lost
in the
4.
top 4.
We've lost 4 games.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
haven't
move,
lost
man.
2
One,
games.
Let's move.
two.
Let's
And
move
you've
because
won
this is going to go around in circles. You
That's
two,
what
man.
I'm saying. So
One of you's getting, one of you's
getting
getting sacked. I don't know who it's going to be at the moment. You need to start picking up wins. That's the end of it. That's as far as I'm concerned.
And people, listen, people in the chat, yeah, this is actually how they are in the group chat. Honestly, every time I go in a group chat, I always see these like back and forth.
Yeah,
back and
man.
The one
They
thing I will say about me and D, yeah, we're not going back and forth for an hour and a half at 1 a.m. till 2:30 a.m. like you and Guna lead. That was just unhinged.
But I was up, man. You know what I'm saying? I had a nap during the day, so I was still up. You know, I was on Wine Scout watching Andre Santos, see what he's been doing. You know,
This guy is
watching Andre Santos. You know what I'm saying? We moved though. Let's talk
Man,
about
get some
let's talk
sleep.
about the mighty Gooners anyway.
Let's close on Arsenal, man. Before we do that, big up,
Yeah.
man. There's been well over 1,000 people in here. At the moment, they're just touching 900 still. So do me a favor, people. Hit the like and the subscribe button, please. We're trying to get up to 30K. We hit 25 a couple of days ago. So big up to every single one of you, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like button. Both of them are free. Hit the notification bell. And if you like more shows like this, you'll know when we're on next. Big up to Ibby with the super chat. Says important public announcement. Tottenham are shit. Yes, they are indeed. Dansky says, congratulations on 25, bro. I hope soon you get to 50K and 100K. Wow. Well, that's the dream, man. Let's try and get 30 first and let's see where we go. But big up to you, my friend. Thank you so much for subscribing, becoming a member, and putting in a super chat. Big up, Fizzy. He says he's coming for you, Don. Says leave everything that happened earlier, even the red card, the save from the last kick of the game, made it a gained point for Chelsea. Big up to you, my bro. We're already spoken on Chelsea.
It wasn't a gain point though, bro. We literally equalized with about 30 minutes to go, and then there was like an additional 13 minutes because the play stopped for time. It wasn't a gain point because they made good saves too, bro. We're doing it.
All right, cool. Sue says, big up down in the panel. Hit the like and subscribe to the entire panel. Yeah, listen, please make sure you do that, people. Much appreciated that. Al says, West Ham seasons like Groundhog Day, always restarting. And to be fair, Lawless, your titles all the time are our season starts now. As soon as you pick up a win, our season starts now. Every year, man. Listen, let's finish on Arsenal because Saka was balling again. Havertz was balling again. My guy, Kai, at the moment. My goodness, I've been slating that guy for the best part of 12 to 18 months, and he is absolutely cooking at the moment. This number 9 position is really suiting him. But I thought Arteta got it wrong in the first half, man. This Sterling and Jesus, they need to get out of my club. Real talk. They look dreadful. And the team that he started with, it just weren't cooking. There was no cohesion. I felt Southampton were about as poor as us, to be fair. I thought they were poor. It was just a poor game in the first half. I thought we matched how bad they were with the team that we selected. I thought the rotated squad, yeah, we had all the domination, but let's be real, we did nothing with it. We had a shot on target once in the first half that Ramsdale saved. We got a corner from. That was from Thomas Partey. I saw nothing from Sterling, nothing from Jesus to write home about. Jorginho come in and pass the ball around nice like he does. Partey was out at right back, to be fair, didn't really do much wrong. But in the first half, I didn't see enough from these players. And then the second half, we go 1-0 down, and all of a sudden it's panic stations. Get everyone back on. Marino comes on, Trossard comes on, Martinelli comes on, Havertz goes up top. All of a sudden, Havertz scores, equalizes, and Saka does what Saka does, man. 2 assists and a goal. This kid, man, he gets so much disrespect. I don't really understand why. Some people like to say that he's not good enough, that he ain't going to be world-class yet. I don't care. The guy is balling. Just let him do his thing. This guy could get an amazing amount of goals and assists this season. And he's not even played well in some of these games, by the way. Yeah? Some of these games, I don't look at him and go, wow, cooking. The last couple, he looks to be back to his best at the moment. But for me, I look at what's happening right now, and I just think he deserves a hell of a lot of credit. So, look, I haven't been impressed with Arsenal this season in terms of free-flowing attacking football yet. But people say that we're Tony Pulis ball. Our goal difference is the same as Man City's and 2 off of Liverpool's. So we can't be doing that bad. So look,
Yeah,
I'm
but
happy.
how many of them were set pieces?
Yeah,
Though,
that's what it is, Pots. That's what
Set
you can't ignore that. You can't ignore that.
Yeah, but that's part of the game, man. That's part of the
It's part of the game, but it's not part of the sexy attacking football way, is it? It's a set piece, bro.
Hold up, Lawless. You don't play sexy attacking football to go win the Conference League, but you wasn't complaining and celebrating when you lifted that
No, but
trophy.
what I'm saying is,
I never thought to this day I'll back Arsenal as much as I do now, but some of the stuff that you spout is absolute nonsense.
well, shut up a second, man. Shut up a second, and I'll explain it.
Part of the game. Arsenal fans,
listen to me.
Arsenal have had sexy possession, attacking football, and it's led them nowhere.
Yeah.
But what Arteta's done,
you just put yourself against me and Don. That's the only reason. Anything me and Don say, you want to be on the other side. What I'm saying is, that Potts was using the reason I brought up set pieces because Potts was going, our goal difference is the same as Man City, so we must be playing great football. We can't be
with Tony Pulis football. You've told me, right? So you told me it was Marks and Spencer's Tony Pulis football, and Man City can't get a better goal difference of us playing sexy football. So
no, but what I'm saying is that you're heavily relying on set pieces. So that's what I'm saying. So you're not
score from set piece this weekend.
So what? I don't.
No. Let's break it down. Because what Lawless is saying,
the league like this, I couldn't give a damn.
What Lawless is saying is facts. Because at the end of the day, cool. Again, I never put Arsenal down for their set pieces because again, it's part of the game. It's like when people try to say, apart from the penalties and that, I'm like, bro, Saka scores penalties too. I don't put him down for the penalties, but you can't ignore the fact that a lot of the goals that you've scored, like Saka's got 7 assists, and 6 of them are from corners, right? When I watched the Southampton game the other day, you lot weren't creating fuck all. You weren't creating fuck all against the worst team in the league. They scored first, and even when they scored, they were getting warm. They had you exactly where they wanted you, right? It took a stupid mistake from their midfielder, gave it straight to Saka. Yeah, and this is the Premier League, boy. You're not playing in the Championship. He gave it straight to Saka. Saka has all the time in the world, plays it straight through to Havertz. It was a very good finish from Havertz, to be fair. But you don't get in that situation without my man giving the ball away, right? After that, again, bro, in the box, my man just gave the ball to Saka, bro, under no pressure whatsoever. Yeah, gives it straight to Saka. The whip, the main goal the goal that I was impressed with the most was when Saka got the ball on the right and whipped it in. Yeah, and Martinelli got that straight away. That was a very well worked goal. But the 2 other goals, bro, against Southampton, you needed two stupid mistakes, right, to go and beat them. That's a massive concern. I'm looking at, as an Arsenal fan, I'll be looking at that performance and saying, yeah, cool. Saka turned up, which I expect as one of my best players. Fine. Havertz, very good finish, and he had a good game. Fine. That's cool. But 2 things can be true at once, bro. Overall, against Southampton, you should not be struggling to create that many chances, bro. Because they like to come out and play. Yeah, you should not be depending on Southampton to make stupid errors like that. Because
what you're saying is what I'm saying, that so far we ain't really played that great. We ain't got it going yet. We're gonna get better, but look at us, we're still doing all right. We're 2 points off top.
Yeah, that's fair enough, and that's what I'm saying. That shows that you're a good team because everyone. I'm not saying Arsenal are crap. I'm just saying that these are things that you need to do to improve on. Like me, my team, we're picking up points and that, but there's certain things I've spoken about we need to improve on. But when you say these things to Arsenal fans, it's like they just want you to just say that you guys are perfect, you guys are amazing. Bro, it doesn't work like that. Man City.
I appreciate it's not about that, right? And there are sections of our fan base, you know what I'm like with them, right? Because I fight against them a lot of my time. But for me, I actually look at where we are right now and I think, wow, the fixtures we've had, other than, of course, late, where it's been, I thought we would have blown them away, similarly to you. I look at 4-2 and 3-1 as score lines and think, yeah, cool. I probably would have, if you would have said to me, Arsenal have beaten Leicester 4-2 and Southampton 3-1, I've been like, cool, I accept that. The way that we beat both of them, obviously, was a little bit squeaky bum times at times, right? So you can look at the way that we have that. But the reason I thought we were 1-0 down wasn't because Arsenal were rubbish in front of goal taking the chance, because the team that we put out there, I don't think was anywhere near good enough. And I thought we disrespected them. I said that on my fan cam. I think we looked at Southampton and thought this will be a breeze, play players anywhere, put Partey right back, put Jorginho in the middle, stick Sterling and Jesus up there, we'll walk this 3 or 4-0. I thought that was arrogant from Arteta. And he had to panic and change it.
I don't think it was arrogant though, Potts, because end of the day, yeah, against Southampton, I'm sorry, bottom of the league Southampton that have conceded so many goals so far, yeah. This is your squad. You need to use your squad. Martinelli and that, they can't be playing every week. You've got Raheem the Dream, that everyone's been telling me Arteta's going to change his life. Partey, obviously, right now, you've got Timber and Ben White who got injured, yeah? So he's going to be the next one in line to play there. Unless you play Calafiori right back and then you play someone else left back, Kivior, for example. Or maybe Tomiyasu right back, but he just came back. This is your squad, bro. You're gonna see more games like this where he's using the squad. It's not about he was arrogant. It's just Sterling, like you're saying, he's not good enough. Jesus, like you're saying, he's not good enough. That's why I went back to your squad. I spoke about your squad. I said overall your 11's good, but when you start going into the bench and going into certain man, they are just not good enough, right? The fact that Arteta brought on 3 subs at once goes to show how shit you were. When a manager brings on many subs at once, yeah, it means 2 things. Either you're smashing the team, so now it's giving everyone minutes, or you're playing shit. He had to change the game. That's why he made all those subs. And it was good in-game management from him because those subs changed the game, right?
Yeah, I agree. I thought the subs were class.
Every other week, Don, not just you, Lawless as well. We started the Arsenal conversation. The first thing you say, set piece, this and that. You never start off with praise. You lot hates getting away of
this is what I'm saying, though.
Anything whatever you do, though. You just why are you not either? I don't want Arsenal to win the league, but you have to respect it when respect is due. You start with Southampton. Hold up, Palace are 18th. We haven't won a single game this season. You didn't beat us. So,
bro,
so
we
what?
created 5 big chances again. Hold on. This is what I'm saying.
It happens in the Premier League. Not every game's easy. We literally had this discussion. We spoke about Southampton, spoke about Ipswich, drawing against Villa, and now Southampton bringing the game to them. And you lot, we're 18th right now in the league. We haven't won a single game. But when it comes to Chelsea, we create chances, we done this and that. When it comes to Arsenal, we wasn't good enough against Southampton. You pick and choose. You didn't beat 18 place finalists and didn't win a game so far this season. But you always rave on about how Chelsea have now picked up points against sides they never pick up points against. You were on a 13-game winning streak this season, and you didn't beat that. You didn't continue that against a Crystal Palace side that haven't won the game so far this season. My point is, you always look at the negatives. You never think about the positives. Man City beat Fulham 3-2. You think City fans are there? Or why is no one talking about City beating Fulham on 3-2 at home?
Because we're talking
everything that Arsenal do is a negative.
Let me respond to you, D, because this is what you like to do, right? Did I not criticize my team earlier? Yeah. When it comes to Arsenal, I don't know. You've got this thing. I'm gonna start calling you Proctor. If you don't watch Power, you know about Proctor. He's a fucking solicitor in Power. Or I'm gonna call you Mike Ross because you're a fraud. You're a fraud like Mike Ross, bruv. Yeah. Because any single time I give any constructive criticism to Arsenal, you jump down my throat. Right?
You just start off with a negative.
Why is it got to start off with a positive? Why is it got to start with a positive?
Let me finish. This is what people do. A lot of people don't watch Arsenal weekly, bro. Yeah, Arsenal it's like now Arsenal are this flawless team who are flawless every single week. It's not that, bro. If you actually watch Arsenal week in, week out, like Potts will tell you, go to Potts, go to Turkish, go to the real Arsenal fans. They will not delude themselves. They will tell you, yo, I can't lie. This season, how we've been playing, we've been winning games because of our quality, but overall, the performances need to improve, right? I'm flagging that there's certain things they need to improve. I'm flagging the fact that they played Southampton, who are one of the worst teams in the league, right? And the way Arsenal fans talk about their team, a lot of Arsenal fans talk about their team as if they're now Galacticos, right? So if you're Galactico, I don't expect you to be struggling against Southampton.
That's your problem. Potts doesn't talk to
you.
Potts doesn't talk about a team like that. We're talking about Arsenal. So we are talking about Arsenal fans and how they talk about the team. Of course, that is the reason why I don't want. That is the reason why I don't want Arsenal to win the league. I can admit that, but of course, Arsenal fans weren't like that. But I don't want Arsenal to win the league because there are sections of the fan base which are arrogant, which it doesn't really make sense because you still haven't won that many trophies based on the style of football that you played. But every single week, I come on here and it's always something negative after they won a game. They were like 30 seconds away from getting a result, winning against City. And the conversation in that game was, oh, you lot are so boring, dark arts, this and that. If they ended up beating City with 10 men for 45 minutes, the whole City with 10 men, the whole City for that long, if they ended up beating them, we wouldn't have them conversations. Like everybody about Arsenal is a negative. Now it's for football. Oh, South, like what for once?
Now you've done yourself. D. Now you've done yourself, yeah. Because that game against Man City, I criticized City more than I did Arsenal, right? Because City was shit in attack.
I'm talking to you and Lawless here because he does the same thing.
You're saying that you're saying that I don't.
Lawless. I was on the stream where Lawless was literally talking about Arsenal and he was saying, "Oh, you know, you're defending." But this is the point. I don't want to sit here defending Arsenal, but we also have to be reasonable as well. Every conversation about Arsenal,
man. When you ever
they
reason
have the
about
same-
my
they're
team, when you
boring,
ever
they're
reason
this and
about
that,
my
whatever.
team,
They have
be
the same
quiet,
amount of
sit
goal
down.
difference at City, 2 behind Liverpool. They're still
Hypocrite.
they're still up there.
Fraud.
They've had one of the most difficult starts to the start of the season in terms of fixtures. Why is it every single conversation has to start with a negative? And it's always
this
hate.
guy, this
Bro, just
guy.
sometimes just be like, you know what? Credit to you lot. You went 1-0 down against Southampton. Yes, they are poor side. However, you lot bounced back. You lot bounced back without any set piece goals. Just sometimes say it as it is.
You're so full of
Oh,
shit.
no, that's what I'm saying.
You're hearing you go on about how bad Arsenal are.
Now, Lawless, before you come in, that's what I'm
your
saying.
mouth.
The way that you analyze the game is very inconsistent, bro. Right? You can't look at the goals that Arsenal scored. Like I've said, I bigged up that whip. That whip that Saka does is world class because it is cash money, bro. The whips from the corner, cash money. The whips from the left, cash money. Right? I bigged him up on that, but you ignore it. Right? But you want us to ignore how they scored the other goals. I'm not gonna do that, bro.
You know what you want to ignore? You want to ignore results. You want to ignore results. The Arsenal above you. Same amount of goal difference as City. Same amount of points. Yeah, same amount of points as City and Liverpool. But always is Arsenal that's bad. It's always Arsenal that's bad. I want City to win the league. I can admit that. I want City to win the league. But the reality of the situation is City and Arsenal, same amount of points, same goal difference. But somehow every other week,
I thought performances matter to you, D. I thought you come here every week, yeah, and you talk about performance this, performance that. West Ham get result. We beat you. Oh, but you didn't perform well.
Just because they're defensive doesn't mean they're not performing well. They're still chances. They're still creating chances as well as being solid defensively. They've adapted over the years.
You want to say they've had a hard start to the league? We had a hard start, yeah. When we lost to Man City,
the thing is, this is where you draw the line, and this is the conversation I've had with you for probably years now.
You don't keep the same energy.
Wavelength. Your difficult start.
We're talking.
No.
These clown pots because I'm about to take you.
We're talking.
I'm taking you to.
We're talking. See,
I'm so
winning the league.
I like make this the last point because I've got to close, man. So, Lawless, what do you want to say before we close?
Listen, yeah, I'm so tired of this. Yeah, I can't ever call out anything about inconsistencies in how people talk about Arsenal and West Ham because we're not Arsenal. So hold up. We can sit there and say, oh, Arsenal, we've had a hard start to the league with fixtures. But we can't say West Ham have because they're Arsenal and we're West Ham. We don't get the same excuses that they get because we're West Ham and they're Arsenal.
Expectations are different.
It's fucking stupid.
Arsenal football, this is the thing. Everyone talks about Arsenal. Arsenal, for me, are one of the best sides defensively in the whole of Europe. They are. In my opinion.
I don't give a shit. But you're not being consistent. That's the problem. You can sit here and wank off Arsenal all you like.
But what people like to do is they like to focus on their good defense and they act like they don't create chances. They still create chances. Like they're not. It's not just pure Pulis football. Like they still create chances.
I agree, D. I agree.
Let me just wrap it up. Just to wrap it up. D, just to wrap it up. Let me tell you something. Man City have looked more convincing than them. Liverpool have looked more convincing than them. Do you know what I'm saying? And to be fair, from the football that I'm seeing from my club, apart from Arsenal's defense, which is the best in the league, I've been more attracted to what I'm seeing from my club to what I'm seeing from them.
Man. That's nonsense.
That's simple as that. You know what I'm saying? They need to make sure they win the league. They need to make sure they win the league, bro.
Your club has been better than Arsenal.
They need to make sure they win the league, bro. You might talk about them like they're prime tickets.
We're not picking the best model. We're not picking. It's not like pick whatever girl you want. We're talking about results. You talk about Liverpool's being more attractive. You talk about City's being more attractive. But
now
Arsenal
results matter.
are still level on point.
Arsenal are third. Behind Liverpool,
same amount of points as City, same goal difference as City. What are we on about?
Liverpool are not
the same points as Liverpool
until this month, man. These next 2 months, if I'm having Liverpool's fixtures, I'd expect to be top of the league, and they still lost to Forest. So I ain't getting too giddy about Liverpool just yet. I think they've been impressive, but I ain't getting too giddy. Manchester City are still favourites in my eyes because they've been there and done it. Until this side's win something, I'm gonna have my doubts, but I am going to stick up for what D's saying because for me, when I look at the fixtures we had and look at how we get through the results, I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to take it because we've come out unscathed and we're looking pretty good, man. That's where I'm at.
Your favourites to win the league. Don't forget, everyone had you winning the league at the start of the season.
Everyone's put Man City to win the league. What are you talking about?
No. The few sensible, reasonable people and the people that don't like Arsenal have. But you look at most people, most pundits and all of that, they've picked Arsenal. right? This is supposed to be Arsenal's year.
Most
Just
people see
remember
City,
that,
man.
yeah?
No, it's not. It's Man
No,
City is
no, you're wrong.
apparently it's their
This
year,
is
man.
phase fucking 7 of your project or whatever it is, yeah?
Look,
So we don't want to
we
hear
got
it.
it, man. But, come on,
I know we
man.
need to wrap
Come on.
up. I know we need to wrap up, but quickly,
Go on,
Don,
last
you
point,
think
because I
that-
already do.
You spoke about so actually let me not put words into your mouth. Clarify. So Chelsea versus Arsenal, where are you better? Don,
I feel we've
where
got
are
a
you
better attack than them.
Chelsea versus
Do you know what I'm saying?
Huh?
I feel we've got a better attack than them for sure. They've got a better. I keep telling you, D.
So you're going to
The
score
only-
one more
the main-
goal
the
than
main
Arsenal
thing-
so far this season.
The main thing.
Okay, so then they've
main
got an
thing-
objectively a better attack then, because they've
Yeah,
scored more
one
goals.
more goal.
Let me finish.
One more goal.
Let me finish what, bro? One more goal. How many more goals have we scored from open play, bro? Right? How many more goals have we scored? Is Gabriel still their top scorer, bro? Like, what are we doing here? Like, this is what I'm saying. The way you analyze, you miss things.
If
You
it's so
miss
good,
things.
stop it.
No,
bro,
D, if you're comparing attacks, Chelsea's attack is better because their defense is not their top goal scorer. If your defender is your top goal scorer,
your
then
issue
guess
at
what?
Arsenal,
Your attack.
I've been telling you as well, for your health, for your own mental sake, you need to get over the fact that Declan Rice has joined the bigger
Oh
club.
my
And the bigger
God.
club is winning
Why
trophies.
you're
You
so
need to get
let's
over
go,
that. This is the reason why you always go on to Arsenal.
You can't have
this is
it.
your
You
issue.
can't
This is your
accept
issue.
it, can
This has been
you?
your issue because it all started, and Potts can back me up, and others can back me up on this as well. That summer, you kept telling us absolute nonsense that Declan Rice wanted to join City and all of this and that. Like, you were just talking nonsense, and it broke your heart. He joined Arsenal, and he's at a bigger club, and they're higher up the table with you.
Yeah, listen,
he's playing
he's
his
too
best
scared
football.
to leave home. Do you know what I mean? He's too scared to leave London.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
your
I can't-
agenda.
I
That's
can't live in another
that's your
city.
agenda. So that's your agenda
Not
against
an
Arsenal.
agenda.
which is
I'm
fair
being
enough.
real.
No, that's the reason why you don't
You
want Arsenal to be
can't
successful.
gaslight me and dismiss my opinion just because Rice went to Arsenal as
I
you're
can
just
dismiss your
saying that
opinion.
because
I can dismiss your opinion because your opinions they're baseless. What's your opinions like? What
it's
are
not
you
baseless.
saying?
Because if their defense
talk about set
is
piece
their
goals
top
like
goal
they're
scorer,
bad thing.
then-
Look, we
Stop
got to
it.
wrap, man. We're going to be going around in circles. But listen, it's been a lit show. It really has, by the way. Absolute big up to every single one of you. Let me just do these last two super chats. This comes in from Aaron. Says, Don, get your facts right. Saka has only scored 2 set piece assists this season. I think Don was meaning Champions League as well, right? Dial Square. Don just talks agendas. Saka's 5 open play assists, 2 from corners, 15 only 2 from set pieces. More open play XG than Chelsea this season.
Wait, hold on. In the league, he created against who was it that he gave the ball to Havertz, yeah, earlier on in the season.
Southampton. But yes, yesterday.
Southampton yesterday, but there was another one, man. Where he played it. I think he played it over the top to Havertz, bro. Open play.
Trying to think now, man.
Well, what's
Was
your
it
point
Leicester?
anyway?
I can't remember, man.
And then Villa, they want to count it where he whipped it across. It came off bare knees and whatnot. Wherever you wanna do that.
Oh,
yeah.
look at this guy. This is what I'm talking about. You acting like Palmer you acting like Palmer was perfect. Like he's an angel.
No, but he's just saying he's not counting that as an assist. He's not counting that as a chance.
When it comes to Saka, you want to look at
open play.
It cuts your
He's
grass.
not counting that as a chance.
Brighton. It was Brighton.
There we go then. Against Brighton. He got an open play assist against Brighton. So Brighton, you had obviously yesterday.
Wolves as well. Wolves as well.
Yeah, cool. Right. Like I've said, I don't put down Saka for his corners, but people that want to flag them up have a fair enough point.
You do.
Right,
You
cool.
literally spoke about one of Saka's assists scraping a player's knees or something like that. Or you do. You just do. That's the reality. You think you don't, but you do.
Because if that was my player, you'd be saying it's not an assist. You'd be saying it's not an assist if that was my player. That's what you do.
No. I wouldn't. It is an assist. An assist is an assist. If it says an assist, it's an assist. Like, I'm not going to talk about it scraped his knee. That's what I'm saying.
All right,
yeah,
sweet. Listen, we're finishing, man. We're wrapping. Big up to every single one of you, man. D was on absolute fire tonight. Big up to Lawless. Make sure you're following Lawless Live TV. Make sure you're following Back of the Nest, and make sure you're following Greasy Don on socials and Don CFC on YouTube as well. Everything will be in the description, guys. Make sure you hit a like on this one and you subscribe and stay tuned. You'll be following me over to Lee Judge's channel. When me and Judges, I'll be on talking all things Arsenal. So we'll see you next time. Take it easy, people. We're out.